seen Paul Sinha do stand-up comedy, then you'll know he is a consummate storyteller as well as being very, very funny. And if you've never seen Paul do stand-up, then you need to do something about that. His most recent Edinburgh show was called One Sinha Lifetime, and that's also the title of his new autobiography. This is not a piece of ghost-written celebrity fluff. You can hear his voice ring throughout the piece. He doesn't shrink from showing us his mistakes, whilst at the same time he takes us along with him on his journey. And at its heart, this book is about family. The family he was born into, and the family that he met along the way. And the family he was born into come across as a wonderful bunch, witty, loving, supportive, and prone to a dangerous Christmas holiday. Then there's the family that he meets along the way, from medical colleagues to people in the comedy industry, to random students from his infamous Sinha sesh, and to his quiz family. You have to read between the lines to find out why he inspires such devotion. He is supportive when support is needed, and he's forgiving when that's called for. There's a kindness on display in the book, even towards people who might deserve naming and shaming for what they've done at times. And unlike one of his comedy heroes, he doesn't use his platform to settle scores. And the book is all the better for it. We're taken on a journey through medicine, through comedy, through quizzing, and you're already won over before the bombshell of a Parkinson's diagnosis hits him. And even that isn't treated with self-pity. He revels in the fortune that he's had in life. He sees the cup half full, and Parkinson's is part of his story. It's not the defining part of his story. But what the Parkinson's does do is set us up for two magical moments towards the end of the book, one in quiz and one in his personal life. Now I hold my hands up. I've known Paul for quite some time, and reading this book, I learnt quite a lot. And interestingly, there were things I thought I knew that actually had a different nuance and a different spin on them. But it doesn't matter if you know Paul. If you only know Paul from The Chase or from seeing him at a stand-up gig, or even if you don't know him at all, what you get here is a really interesting life story. Very, very interesting. Dealing with the expectations of his family, his sexuality, finding himself on a path towards a career he doesn't want, discovering a career that he does want, sliding doors moments that take him from failure to the greatest successes of his life. This is the stuff of heartwarming movies. You see the struggles and the dilemmas, the barriers that are overcome. You see greatness on the horizon seemingly snatched away, and then that moment of triumph, and you see it all concluded with a joyous party. This is a really good autobiography. You're going to read it in a couple of sittings and you're going to enjoy it, but more than anything, you're going to be entertained. Paul has written a really good autobiography. It takes him up to 2019. 5 years have passed since the last action in the book. I can't wait to find out what happens in the sequel. You can find a link to the autobiography in the description below. If you'd like to hear from Paul about the book, then we've got a link for you right now on screen. And don't forget to subscribe and like if you've enjoyed this video. Thanks to our Patreons who support the production of videos on all things quiz. If you want to support the channel, then from £3 a month you can do so. And in return you get things like our members monthly quiz and our World Quizzing Championship study group. Until next time, happy quizzing, and we'll see you soon.